Who masturbates more? Surprising truth between girls and boys. Hey everyone, welcome back to GritFuel, the place where we talk raw, real, and without filters. Today, we're diving into a topic that's often whispered about, joked about, or avoided altogether: masturbation. More specifically, we're answering a question that's been debated for years. Who masturbates more, girls or boys? At first glance, most people would probably guess guys, right? I mean, we've all seen the memes, heard the jokes, the locker room talk. It's almost expected. But is that the whole truth? Let's dig in. The stereotypes versus the science. Culturally, male masturbation has always been more visible. From movies and stand-up comedy to social media and even some health advice. For women, though, it's been a lot more taboo. There's often shame attached to the idea that women even have strong sexual desires, let alone act on them. But science paints a more balanced picture. According to studies conducted by institutions like the Kinsey Institute, the National Survey of Sexual Health and Behavior, and other large-scale surveys across the US, UK, and Europe, the numbers show some consistent trends. By the time people reach adulthood, over 80–90% of men report masturbating regularly or occasionally. Around 50–70% of women say the same. So yes, based strictly on frequency, men do masturbate more often than women. But that's not the whole story. The gap is closing. Over the past decade, the difference has started to shrink, with more open conversations about female sexuality, body positivity, and access to online education. More women feel comfortable exploring their bodies. They're realizing it's normal, healthy, and even empowering. In fact, younger generations are reporting a smaller gap in masturbation habits between genders. So it's not that women are less interested, it's that they've been conditioned for years to feel ashamed, while guys were almost encouraged. Why do people masturbate anyway? Here's where it gets interesting. Masturbation isn't just about release or pleasure. A lot of people, both men and women, do it for different reasons. Stress relief, curiosity, and self-exploration. Better sleep. Coping with loneliness or boredom. And yes, sometimes just habit. But here's the twist. Women are often more likely to link masturbation to emotional well-being and connection, while men often associate it with physical release and habit. Does that mean one way is better than the other? Not really. It just shows how our minds and bodies can experience the same thing in different ways. The role of society and shame. Let's be real. Society plays a massive role in how we treat this topic. Guys, they're told early on that masturbation is normal, natural, even necessary. Some schools, health classes, and even online influencers tell boys it's part of becoming a man. Girls, many grow up hearing that masturbation is dirty, unladylike, or something only bad girls do. That shame can make women hide their desires, feel guilt, or avoid conversations about pleasure entirely. That cultural conditioning affects the data. Some women might underreport how often they masturbate simply because they've been taught to feel embarrassed. So the real numbers could be even closer than we think. Does masturbation affect health? Let's clear this up. Masturbation, when done in moderation, isn't harmful. In fact, for many people, it offers mental health benefits like stress relief, better sleep, and even pain reduction. But there's a flip side. Excessive masturbation, especially when tied to constant porn use or emotional avoidance, can mess with your brain's dopamine cycle. It can reduce motivation, make real intimacy harder, and leave you feeling emotionally drained. This is especially true for men, where overstimulation can cause performance issues or loss of attraction in real relationships. So yes, it's about balance. It's not about never doing it or always doing it. It's about why and how often. What about couples? Now this is where it gets even more fascinating. Some people assume masturbation in a relationship is a bad sign. But studies actually show that individuals who explore themselves can have better intimacy with their partners, as long as it's not a replacement for real connection. And here's something wild. A lot of women report that learning how to please themselves helped them communicate better in bed, which led to stronger relationships. So again, this isn't about comparison. It's about understanding what works for you. What can we learn from this? So let's circle back to the main question. Who masturbates more, girls or boys? Statistically, men still do it more often, but the gap is shrinking, and the reasons behind it are much deeper than just biology. Culture, education, shame, access, and self-acceptance all play a role. And maybe the more powerful question isn't who does it more, but why we're so uncomfortable talking about it in the first place. Sexuality isn't dirty. It's part of being human. When we remove the shame, open the conversation, and treat it with honesty and respect, that's when real growth happens. Let's wrap this up with a few more thoughts to give you a fuller picture. First, remember that masturbation is ultimately a personal choice, one component of your larger sexual and emotional life. If you're someone who does it, that's perfectly fine. If you choose not to, that's your right too. The key is understanding your motivations. Are you using it simply for physical pleasure, or is it become a go-to method for escaping stress, boredom, or negative feelings? By being honest with yourself, you can ensure it's serving you rather than controlling you. Second, communication is crucial. If you're in a relationship, talk openly with your partner about your needs and boundaries. Some people worry their partner will feel rejected or jealous, but in many cases, honest conversations about solo exploration actually bring couples closer. You'll both understand each other's desires better and learn how to satisfy one another in ways that go beyond just physical acts, building trust, intimacy, and emotional connection. Third, don't forget the role of healthy habits in all of this. Regular exercise, balanced nutrition, good sleep, and a mindful approach to stress all help regulate your hormones, energy levels, and mood. When your body and mind are in harmony, sexual health naturally follows. If you notice that you're relying on masturbation as your primary coping mechanism, try introducing other strategies, like journaling, meditation, or creative hobbies, to see how they affect your overall well-being. Finally, if you ever feel that your habits are interfering with daily life, relationships, or self-esteem, don't hesitate to seek professional guidance. A therapist or counselor can offer tailored strategies to address underlying issues, whether they're stress, anxiety, or past trauma. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and self-respect. So, in short, statistics show men generally masturbate more than women, but that gap is shrinking. It's not a competition. You're learning about your own body, mind, and needs. Use that knowledge to create healthy, balanced habits, communicate openly, and prioritize your overall happiness. Thanks for joining me on this honest conversation. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay true to yourself, because that's the real path to GritFuel. Final thoughts. Whether you're a guy, a girl, or somewhere in between, this isn't about judgment. It's about awareness. It's about being honest with yourself and making decisions that fuel your growth, not drain your energy, because that's what we're about here at GritFuel, powering up your mind, body, and life with clarity and courage. If you found this topic valuable, drop a comment, share your thoughts, no shame here, and hit that subscribe button. We've got more real talk coming your way soon. Stay focused, stay strong. See you in the next one.